Donald Trump is dangerous and he needs to be called out. Last night, he went on Fox News and talked to Laura Ingraham, and he doubled down on a lot of the fascistic rhetoric he's used over the past few months. Laura Ingraham gives him a few opportunities to correct himself, and surprisingly, she even presses him at points, but Donald Trump continues to slide further into this authoritarian rabbit hole, saying that if people vote in this election, they won't have to vote in the next election, saying that he'll be a dictator on day one. He even said he wants to terminate the Constitution. Remember, Donald Trump is not a patriot. He is the farthest thing from it. We are the true patriots who are trying to protect the Constitution, trying to save our democracy and stop it from sliding back into an authoritarian dictatorship, which is what Donald Trump and his MAGA sycophants want. Leave a like on the video if you appreciate what I do. So Aaron Rupar on Twitter reported, Laura Ingraham asks Trump about his comments telling Christian backers they won't have to vote again in 4 years. Instead of answering directly, Trump responds by saying Jews should have their heads examined if they vote for Dems. Ingraham presses him, and Trump doesn't exactly quell concerns he wants to end elections. So what I want you to notice with this clip that I'm about to play is that Donald Trump at first completely deflects. He doesn't answer the question, and then when he finally does, he just doubles down. He says that what he said on Saturday was correct about not voting. Take a look.
They're also attacking you for other ridiculous reasons. They're saying that you said to a crowd of Christians that they won't have to vote in the future.
Yeah, let me say what did I mean by that. I had a tremendous crowd speaking to Christians. I mean, this was a crowd that liked me a lot. I think I'm at 97% or something. And they're treated very badly by this administration, okay? Catholics are treated unbelievably. They're like persecuted. And if I might say, before
not true.
I go into the other, Jewish people, if you're Jewish and you vote for Biden or the Democrats or Kamala or whoever's gonna run, I guess it's gonna be her. But if you voted for her or the Democrats, you should have your head examined, because nobody's ever been treated so badly by this. This administration is destroying Israel, et cetera, et cetera. So with respect to like a statement like I made, that statement is very simple. I said, vote for me. You're not going to have to do it ever again. It's true, because we have to get the vote out. Christians are not known as a big voting group. They don't vote. And I'm explaining that to them. You never vote. This time, vote. I'll straighten out the country. You won't have to vote anymore. I won't need your vote. You can go back to not
you don't have to vote for you because you have 4 years in office.
Look.
Just to pause it really quickly, because he's already spewed so much BS that I will forget if I let it keep playing. When he says that he wants to fix the country, essentially, him and his cabinet full of who? Rudy Giuliani, Mike Lindell, Sidney Powell, all of the people that tried to undermine our democracy and steal the last election. Even if I granted that Donald Trump was just trying to fix the country, he would just steal it in the process, but that's not what he meant. He also just doubled down on his comments right there and further went into this rabbit hole. It was also rather impressive how Donald Trump managed to offend like 4 groups within 1 minute, mainly Jews. He keeps inferring that any Jewish people who vote Democrat, who vote blue, are self-hating Jews or whatever, when that is not the case. I mean, 70 to 80% of Jewish people in America vote blue, and that is because it is in their best interest, and they understand that. Donald Trump is like, it's vaguely anti-Semitic, it's incredibly offensive, and he is offensive when talking about every group. I'll break it down further. Let's continue watching this.
Christians are known. You know who else doesn't vote? Gun owners don't vote.
But just to be clear,
Also, look at his posture, just A+ posture right there.
you're saying, though, you're not saying, it's being interpreted as you are not surprised to hear.
No,
by the left as, well, they're never going to have another election. He's saying there's not. So,
First time I've even heard.
Can you even just respond to that?
I said Christians, I started off by saying, just so you understand, you never vote. Christians do not vote well. They vote in very small percentages. Why? I don't know. Maybe they're disappointed in things that are happening, but for a long time, I say, you don't vote. I'm saying, go out, you must vote. November 5th is going to be the most important election in the history of our country. Whether you vote early or not, we should have, by the way, one-day voting, we should have voter ID, we should have proof of citizenship, and we should have paper ballots, okay? That's what we should
Totally.
have. But we don't have.
All of these wild ideas, but not an election holiday, not people automatically being registered to vote when they turn 18, and then everybody gets work off on the day you vote to help increase turnout. But is anybody else not really having their concerns quelled by Donald Trump's rambling explanation? I mean, he's been talking for almost 2 minutes, and nothing he said has justified his wild remarks to Christians at his rally on Saturday. Donald Trump's explanations have been unhinged. Most of them haven't even related back to the original question. I mean, he rambled about Jewish people for like 30 seconds, but this has just been a terrible, disastrous answer, and I have more clips to play.
But I said to the Christians in the room, thousands of them, I said, typically Christians do not vote. Why it is, I don't know. You're rebellious. Something's going on. Don't worry about the future. You have to vote on November 5th. After that, you don't have to worry about voting anymore. I don't care, because we're going to fix it. The country will be fixed, and we won't even need your vote anymore, because frankly, we will have such love. If you don't want to vote anymore, that's okay. And I think everybody understood it.
Also, the idea that Donald Trump would fix the country in 4 years like he is now claiming, that is not going to happen. Here's Donald Trump trying to reassure people that his VP pick, JD Vance, is a good pick. I'm sure he has to reassure himself every night. I just want to point out, these clips are going mega viral, more so than ever before. I mean, this clip I played before has almost 5 million views, which is not a small number at all. This clip I'm about to play almost has 2 million views. Those are big numbers for 12 hours after an interview. Let's watch this clip.
Knee-jerk, conservative, et cetera, et cetera. But some of it's coming from Republicans who I think want to go back to the days of open borders and perpetual war. How do you expect to use him in this campaign, and what can you say to our viewers tonight to reassure them that this was an excellent pick?
Well, first of all, he's got tremendous support. And he really does among a certain group of people that like families. I mean, he made a statement having to do with families. That doesn't mean that people that aren't a member of a big and beautiful family with 400 children around and everything else, it doesn't mean that a person he's not against anything, but he loves family. It's very important to him. He grew up in a very interesting family situation, and he feels family is good. And I don't think there's anything wrong in saying that.
Knee-jerk, conservative.
I mean, family is good. Most liberals will say that, yeah, having a solid family behind you, a support system is fine, but we should also have a flexible society that provides social safety nets for people that don't have the family, for people that don't have the opportunity to have a big, beautiful family with 400 children, as Donald Trump said. That comment struck me as super weird. It is, again, Donald Trump doubling down on this family thing and saying that liberals hate big families. We don't at all. We just want to make it more flexible for 2 dads or 2 moms or 1 mom or a single dad, or all of these different family structures that can exist outside of the 1 mom, 1 dad that is the most common in society right now. But Laura Ingraham, even when she does push back on Donald Trump, it's like this really cushioned pushback where she says, oh, the left is going to criticize you and say this, and then she says a really valid criticism, but she kind of wraps it in saying that this is what the left says. And honestly, I've used that same tactic at Trump rallies before. If I have a large crowd around me and I feel like I'm in danger, instead of just saying, oh, but the election was stolen, I'll say, well, the left will say that the election was stolen. It does kind of help cushion the rhetoric, but it's interesting that Laura Ingraham thinks her job is in danger when I thought that my life was in danger at those Trump rallies for pushing back too hard. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, comment a blue heart, subscribe to this channel, road to 400,000 subscribers. I appreciate the community that you guys have helped me build thus far. We have built something amazing where we can all panic together, cheer together, laugh together, cry together heading into this election. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.